Right. So the activity says a motor car manufacturing company has manufactured a motor car protecting circuit to warn if there is a movement in the car when the engine is not on or when there is a damage to a shutter, right? This has three sensors to detect whether the engine is on and another sensor to detect whether there is a damage to a shutter. Another sensor is there to detect whether the car is moving. The circuit is designed with three basic circuits. One of these is a NOT gate and the other two gates should be included in the empty boxes. What are the logic gates suitable for these? All right, so first of all, how we are going to figure this out? We have to argue with the situation, right? So that means in this scenario, we should identify what are the inputs and what are the outputs, right? So as we discuss, the output is going to be the alarm and the inputs or the one that control the output is going to be these three sensors that they are saying, right? So look at this statement, look at this sentence. It says when it is going to buzz the alarm or like when it's going to do you a warning, right? These are the situation. So it says if there is, let me make this big, yeah. If there is a movement in the car when the engine is on, right? I'm sorry, engine is not on. And when there is a damage to a shutter or when there is a damage to a shutter, right? So movement is happening and maybe engine is not on or maybe the damage to a shutter is happened. So three sensors are there. Right, so the car is in the movement when the engine is not on, then the damage is to a shutter. This has three sensors to detect whether the engine is on, another sensor to detect whether there is a damage to a shutter, another sensor is there to detect whether the car is moving, right? So with the movement, you can guess what happens with the movement. With the movement, it should be either the engine is not on or a damage to a shutter can be happen, right? So the output is giving us from the warning circuit, or it can be an alarm or kind of a thing. It's better they have mentioned that it is what the output is. Okay, let's take a look at the this alarm signal and the sensor, or like the circuit that they have given. So they say the engine sensor is there, the NOT gate is there, right? So the engine is not on can be indicated by this, right? And the shutter is damaged and movement sensor are there. Now people just tell me, do we want both these sensors to be activated to have the alarm? Yes, people? Do I need both these sensors like shutter damage sensor and movement sensor? Do I need both the sensors to be activated to have the alarm? No. Yes. Like either of them is sufficient, right? And what about the engine sensor, right? Like the engine sensor is indicating you whether the car is on the move or not, right? So we can easily guess this is going to be an OR gate, right? Why? One of those, if one of those is activated, this should give you 1, right? So that means either of these things, right? If the shutter damage sensor is indicating 1, still this can produce a 1. Or else, if the movement center indicates 1, regardless of the other input, this can indicate 1. That is the nature of the OR gate, right? And to bust the alarm signal, what should be the requirement? It says if there is a movement in the car when the engine is not on, when there is a damage to a shutter, right? So the sensors are detect whether the engine is on, and another sensors detect the there is a damage to a shutter, and another to detect whether the car is moving, right? So shutter damage is there, movement sensor is there. If any one thing goes alert, you are going to have a 1. And engine sensor will indicate whether the car is start or not, right? So here, if the car is not start, this will give you, if like engine sensor send 1 and will we receive a 0 over here. If it is start, it will send 1, then this will give you a 0, and this is a 0. And if these two things are happen, due to that matter, this will have 1 as its output, right? Engine එක on වෙලා නම් 1 කියලා out කරයි, එතකොට යා මෙතනින් 0 කියලා අරගන්නවා. So 0 comes here. If any of these things happen, either the shutter damage or the movement sensor happens while the engine sensor is on, still this is getting 1. Then do we need the alarm signal to buzz when the engine is on? Yes, people, do we need to buzz the alarm if the engine is on? No, we don't need to, because engine is on means someone is there inside, right? So it is not designed like that. කවුරු හරි නැති වෙලාවකට නේද මේක මේ අර security පැත්තෙන් කතා කරන්නේ. If someone is taking the car away, or if someone's moving the car away, or if someone's trying to damage the car, then it will the buzzer will goes out, right? So that means when engine sensor indicate 1, it is not going to have anything out. So that means if 0 receives here, it shouldn't be 1 at this end. එක වෙන්න බැහැ මේ පැත්ත. Right? So if 0 is received here and 1 is received here, it's not going to be 1. එහෙම වෙන්න බෑ. We should maintain that. So who can maintain such thing? When one input is receiving 0, when one input is receiving 1, who is giving 0 as the output? Yes. Ravindu, it's not NAND gate, it is the AND gate. AND gate, right? So if I put an AND gate over here, when 1 and 0 is received, we know this is multiplied, right? So it is going to give me a 0. So this will receive 1 when only you receive 1 over here. So receive 1 over here means you are going to indicate 0 from here. 0 from here means engine is not on, right? Engine sensor will produce 0 when engine is not on, right? So if you put AND gate over here, then in this scenario, alarm will buzz. In all other cases, it is not going to buzz. Neither shutter එකට damage එකක් නැත්නම් මෙතනින් දෙන්නේ 0. Movement sensor එකේ කියන්නේ movement sensor එක කොහොමද දැන් engine එක on කරලා නම් move වෙනවනේ still, right? So it is given 1 over here, right? So anyway it's going to receive 1 over here. එතකොට engine එක off නම් මෙතනට එක receive වෙනවා. If engine is on, this receives 0, right? So the correct answer should be OR gate over here and the AND gate over here. People, is that clear? Yes, Ravindu, tell me the place what is not clear with you, Buddha. Engine sensor, yeah. Ravindu, engine sensor output 1 when engine is on. Can you tackle that? Are you getting that? So engine is giving 1 as its output when it is on. Yeah. So then api scenario එක ගැන හිතන්නකෝ. So now engine is on. And then engine එක on. So it is outputting 1. So this NOT gate will convert it as a 0. Right? So if engine is on, that means someone should be in the car. Right? Then if it moves, Ravidu, no, Puta, we can't think about both the situations at one particular place, right? Situations දෙකක් එකම වෙලාවක අපිට figure out කරගන්න බෑ දුවක් පුතා අපි එක situation එකකින් situation එක handle කරගන්න ඕනේ, right? This time we think about what happened when the engine is on. Later we think about what happens when the engine is off. Right? Now I'm taking the scenario when the engine is on. What's happened when the engine is on? This produce 1, this produce 0 then. Right? So if shutter is damaged or not, anyway, this is going to receive you, in this place, it is going to receive you 1 or a 0. ඔය දෙකනේ මෙතනට එන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ. Right? If any one of these things happens, you will going to receive 1. If none of these things happen, you are going to receive a 0. Right? But that doesn't matter. If you receive a 0 over here, this output will be 0 always. Ravindu, eka තේරුණාද? Yeah. Add 1 means like from where to here. Yeah. Ravindu, it is the other case. Then me අපි මේ මම එක කිව්වේ මේක on කියන case එකනේ අපි හිතන්නේ. Right? So on කියන case එකෙන් හිතුවම මෙතනින් එක එනවා. This becomes 0. So මේ පැත්තේ කවුරු හිටියත් ගැටලුවක් නැහැ. This is going to produce a 0. That means alarm is not going to buzz. දැන් අපි හිතමුකෝ මෙයා off වුණාම කොහොමද කියලා. If this is off, this produce 0. So the NOT gate produce 1. Hari? Then in case if you receive 1 over here, the alarm signal is going to be 1. If you receive 0 over here, alarm is going to be 0. Great. Right, that is what we are arguing. Okay, great. So have your answers, people. So it's going to be OR gate over here, right, and AND gate at the end. Okay, is there anyone still need a clarification regarding this? All right, so let's move to this question. All right, I was just typing this out. So let me increase the font size. Yeah. Okay, so I need you to design a circuit for this. Now it says a security alarm is buzzed in a two-door vehicle if the seat belt is not buckled while the engine is on, or when any door is not open, any door is open while the engine is on. Draw a logic circuit to illustrate the above scenario. Right? Okay. So by reading this, what is the output and what are the things that controls the output? Give me the answers, people. Yes, everyone. What's going to be the, which is indicating the output? What is indicating the okay, right, okay, Udamya. So Udamya says inputs are going to be the engine, door, and seat belt. And here I have said two doors. Doral dekak gana kira tiyena. So it's going to be engine, door 1, door 2, and seat belt. So 4 inputs, like 4 things are there to control the alarm. Output is the alarm, yes. Okay. Now, according to the way we argued over here, right? Metana question එක ලියා ගන්නකොට අපි argue කරපු විදිහක් තියෙනවානේ. So I have given you the states in the question. When alarm is buzzed, it indicates 1. When seat belt is not buckled, it indicates 0. When engine is on, it indicates 1. Any door is open, again it indicates 1. Right? So with these details, like draw a logic circuit for this particular scenario to buzz the alarm. Right? Yes, Ravidu. It's better you write the question, right? Same question 1. Let me type it. So this is the question one, right? And write it and draw the circuit. I'm start discussing this. It's 316 by 325, right? If you are done with the question, let me have your answer, right? All right, can we discuss? Okay, I'm having an answer. Let me see. Okay. Mhm. Mhm. මනල්කා පුංචි තැනක් මිස් වෙලා තියෙනවලුව. යෝගී ඔක්කොම ටික අල්ලගෙන තියෙනවා. දිනක sorry දිනක. right පොඩි තැනක් මිස් වෙලා තියෙනවා බලමු කොහොමද කියලා. Right, okay. So let me talk about this. Oh, hold on. Right. So here, what they are trying to say is a security alarm is burst in two-door vehicle if the seat belt is not buckled while the engine is on, or when any door is open while the engine is on. Now, you have been tricked a little by saying this engine is on thing in two different places, right? But like, if you read it carefully, you can understand all the scenarios are happening when the engine is on, right? So that means security alarm will be burst when the engine is on and if the seat belt is not buckled or any door is open. Are you getting what I'm saying, people? So these are the places where we have to consider. This is the output. Alarm is burst, right? Scenarios, the seat belt is not buckled while the engine is on and any door is open while the engine is on, right? So I can summarize this. I can summarize this as we summarized earlier, right? So I can say alarm is burst when engine is on and seat belt is not buckled or door 1 or door 2 is open. Yes, everyone? Can you agree with this? Udamya. Yeah, that's a good try. That's a good try. Yes, you have taken the answer perfectly. The only thing is andina kota waradagana thiyena echchara vela thiyena. Expression එක හරියට අරගෙන තියෙනවා. Right, people, can you agree with the thing that I have wrote? Alarm is burst when engine is on and seat belt is not buckled or door 1 or door 2 is open. Right, so engine must be on in all the cases. Other things, one of those is unable, alarm is going to be burst. Are you getting this, people? Please confirm. Right. All right. How about others? Okay. So how we are going to summarize this? So if we take alarm as A, right? If we take alarm as A, so A should be A because it is 1. And seat belt is not buckled. It's given by 0. If we take seat belt, it's going to be a S bar. Right? So in first scenario, alarm is burst. In my scenario, alarm is burst when engine is on. Engine is on means, let's say E, because engine is on, means indicate by E, or like indicate by 1. So I can take E. And seat belt is not buckled, so I can say S bar. Why I say S bar? Because not buckled is indicated by a 0. So seat belt is S. 0 is going to be S bar. So this is going to give you S bar. Or any door is open. That means D1 or D2. Because open is indicated by 1. So since there are 2 doors, we can take D1 and D2. Right? Okay. Can you understand how I derive the expression, people? Yes, everyone? Can you understand how did I derive the expression? All right. Now the problem is, there is a tricky part. Now, the alarm is buzzed when the engine is on, like any one of these is happened. So if you just put it like this is going to give you a wrong equation. මොකද මේක නිකම්ම මේ විදිහටම ලියුවොත් ඕගොල්ලෝ ලියන්නේ A equals E dot S bar plus D1 plus D2, which is going to be an incorrect one, because as per this expression, these two indicate as a one, and this one as a separate thing, and this one as a separate thing. It is not what we want, right? What we want is E should happen with one of these. So to say one of these, we have to bracket this, right? Engine on and one of these, S bar or D1 or D2. Can you take the point? Why did I put the brackets? It's very logical. Right? Okay. So now it's a piece of cake, right? Because you know the expression. Now you can draw this, right? So how you are going to draw this? You are taking E, S, D1, D2 as the input lines, right? So then you can take E. First you are going to solve the bracket. So inside the bracket, S bar and pluses are there. So first we have to create the S bar. Right? Then D1 and D2 should be there. So D1, D2, all these things can be sent inside an OR gate. And then we are going to take a E. All right. ළමයි තප්පරයක් ඉන්න මගේ පෙන් එකට සපෝට් කරන්න නැතුව ගියා. and these two is going to go through a AND gate. This is going to be your circuit. Is that clear, people? Right. Okay, people, just go through the places where you have went wrong. I'll make this smaller. Right. Then within another 2 minutes, we are going to draw the other circuit. Right. If you have any corrections, it's a time for you to do things. And so the people who have tried this, that's a very good tries that you have done, right? Okay, Ravidu. Ravidu, if you got the brackets on the correct place and inside the brackets, if you got the three variables in any order connecting with pluses, then it's okay, right? So it should always be E dot within the brackets. It can be D1 plus D2 plus S bar or D1 plus S bar plus D2, doesn't matter. Susu, Taj is doing a class. Susu, thank you. Please take this. That one, Susu. All right. All right. Is there anyone still copying from here or do any corrections from here? Otherwise, we can go for the second question. Yes, Ravidu. Send it to me. I'll check it. Is there anyone still doing corrections from here? Anyone? Right, okay. Hurry up, people. All right, are we done, people? Lamai, is there anyone still copying from this? All right, it seems not. We are moving to the second question. All right, hold on. I need to take the second question. All right, here comes the next question. Right, give it a try, people. There is a slight addition at the last point. Doesn't matter, you can write. I'm going to discuss this by 3:55, right? Give your best shot. Yes, people, how's it going on? Okay, shall we draw this? Do you need any time, any more time? Right. Let's draw these people. So it says an automatic gate is opened for a lorry if the weight sensor indicate less than 5 tons, which indicates 1, and CCTV indicates there is a passenger at the passenger seat. Again, it is indicated by 1, and the distance of the lorry and the gate is not more than 2 meters. Indicates 0, which is sensed by the proximity sensor. Draw logic circuit to illustrate the above scenario. So this is pretty straight, right? So what is going to be the output? Yes, people? Suggestions here? What is going to be the output? Yes, Osanda, very good. It's going to be the gate. So the gate is open, that is going to be your output. Yes, Udamya, that is great. And what are the inputs that controls the gate? Or like, what are the components that controls the gate? Yeah, the weight sensor, CCTV, and proximity sensor. Yes, very good. So weight sensor, then the CCTV, then the proximity sensor, right? So what are the inputs they should give? Weight sensor should give a 1. Neither weight sensor indicates less than 5 tons, that is 1. And CCTV indicates there's a passenger at the passenger seat, again 1. And the distance of the lorry and the gate is not more than 2 meters. That means 0, not more than 2 meters, which is sensed by the proximity sensor, right? So if we sum up the things, we can take a relationship something like this. Gate is opened when weight is less than 5 tons and CCTV indicates a passenger and distance with gate not more than 2 meters, right? So we can limit the scenario to this particular thing. So gate is open, we can say it is G. Weight is less than 5 tons. We can take it as W because it indicates 1 over here, right? And CCTV indicates passenger. So CCTV indicates a passenger. Again, it indicates 1. So we can take it as C, right? And distance with gate not more than 2 meters. It indicates 0. So if we take D as the proximity sensor, if we take P, so this is going to indicate P bar, right? So how it's going to be then? G equals W and C and P bar, right? So it means W dot C dot P bar, G equals. So how we are going to draw the circuit? It's easy, right? WCP things will be here. So first we have to create the P bar, right? Then we take the lines from W and C. So everything went inside or go inside an AND gate. Simple as that. Everyone, did you got this? Yes, everyone? Did you get this? Right, great. Okay, you can do any corrections if you have, right? Otherwise, you can leave, right? So we are done with the gates lesson officially. So by next week, I'm starting the Excel, the spreadsheet software, right? So thank you very much. And you will be getting these kind of questions, right, frequently when the time comes, right? So get ready. And I'll see you on next week for the very same time. And I'll keep this until all of you are leaving, right? So I'll end the session from here. I'll see you next week to do the practicals, which is a very important lesson, which is the spreadsheet, right? Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Have a nice weekend, right? I'll see you next Saturday for the same time. All right. Right, okay, everyone. Right, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.